You promote it as a life-changing experience, and you actually might be quite right.
Now it's really the beginning of everything, and this is the beginning of everything, and we are going into an intense period of change with all the participants here and all the participants that will join us for the continuation of the program. So this is really the beginning of something very big.
This is the moment where it's getting really brainy, and I know it may sound a bit cliché, but this world-changing aspect. And this project for us, for my team, definitely gives the opportunity to do something really, really big.
It's very common if you're working within creative industries, art, or that it's a very niched market. You kind of have your way of doing things and you have your methods, you have your artistic practice. And Balticlab is a great opportunity to challenge yourself. Challenge yourself only from your artistic practice point of view, challenge yourself from your entrepreneurial point of view, place yourself in a situation that you have never been before.
From the networking weekend, we handpicked people to enroll in the program. The 3 modules have a large portion of group work where they themselves get involved in a project that they decide. They learn to get to know each other, and they create a joint idea of something they want to do in order to increase the prosperity of the region.
You are in confrontation with participants from different countries, different backgrounds, different disciplines, and all this within a cross-border cooperation frame, which is very special and not so common. So it's a great opportunity to gather all these elements and use them for your personal construction. So opportunity definitely is the key word.
I'm kind of adventurous person, and I like to try some new things and to meet new people. And when I just first discovered this opportunity, I thought that it's a great thing to try.
When we came up with the concept of Balticlab, we really wanted to push something new and something fresh, something that hadn't been done before in the region for young creative entrepreneurs. We also thought that between the Swedish Institute and the Council of Baltic Sea States, we have connecting values that could be really strengthened with Balticlab in terms of strategic collaboration.
It's a fantastic way of getting involved and getting engaged and having a stake in your own history. And that's especially in this region something that so many generations before never had. You were never asked to participate in creating your future.
I think Balticlab for me is one of those points in life when you say, oh, it was before Balticlab, or that was after Balticlab. So it's like, you know, a milestone. I think it's going to be my milestone.
It really builds these bridges, and bridges to something actually not so unknown, actually known, but just to rediscover, let them rediscover these connections and shared values between these people, because we share history and we are so actually connected already.
We realize that there's so many similar traditions and similar thoughts and similar ideas, and yet there's so much innovation and diversity. And you have this wonderful opportunity to just really focus on conversation and getting to know each other and getting to know the cultures.
The first real free generation realizes their opportunities and realizes the opportunities to get engaged and be part of it.
To me, Balticlab is about rejuvenating an area of cooperation that is very, very important to me, Baltic Sea Region cooperation. I have been working with Baltic Sea Region cooperation
There's a certain amount of creativity and the willingness to really go out and try something new and build the world around you. And the entrepreneurs are the builders. And I'd say in any business, there's two types of people. There are the builders and maintainers. Entrepreneurs build companies, and then the management comes to maintain them. So that's what it is. And it takes a certain amount of courage. It takes incredible amount of persistence. And I think the most important entrepreneur's quality is being able to persist and keep going in the face of any adverse situations or failures. And, you know, there's a joke, and what do you call a failed entrepreneur? Experienced.
On the one hand, talent is something very unique and special and valuable. And in the same time, talent is not enough. So by creating spaces for talents, I think we just support them and we are preserving them. So we are creating chances to survive, because I think there are many talented people have never chance to use their talents because of the circumstances. So that's very important.
Each of us has talent. We just have to figure out what we're good at. I think that if you're able to find what I called and place yourself in what I call the sweet spot, where you are both working with something which you're good at, but also what you really like, and the third part is that somebody actually wants to buy, then you are at the right spot.
The first module is here in Riga, a wonderful city. We have a group of Latvian people who are helping us with the program to make it personal and interesting. And it's our third day today, and we're going to start forming the groups.
I think that one of the most important elements that is actually taking place throughout this module is the fact that teams are not being built according to their ideas, that someone presents, I want to do this, and then people join around that idea, but that they are actually being brought together by their values and their interests.
In the beginning, the first meeting, I was thinking like, wow, I'm a designer, an artist. There are some people doing such a... There are people are doing other stuff, and we have nothing in common. That was my first thought. Like, wow, that's going to be hard. But then with the time, we've been talking and talking and talking, and we have so much in common. Like, it's crazy. I have this feeling that they're like we are one country somehow. Like the Baltic region, we have such the same problems or the feelings, and I have this feeling that the sea, the air from the sea, it makes us stronger and kind the same somehow. So we are really, really similar.
Yeah, the main challenge was to make me believe that it's worth being here. Yeah. And now I see that it's really, what I'm talking to people in Lithuania, that Balticlab is a must, like, for everyone. You should go there, be there, because it's an opportunity. You meet so many people, like, you would never meet in ages. They just organized everything in one place, yeah.
Well, I gave a short talk on prototyping, specifically within this context of innovating or how that can be useful as a tool and as a process. And then I ran this short workshop to get the bodies moving. And then the different mentors have been talking to different groups and trying to give feedback and input in the different projects.
Balticlab 1.0 was a fantastic experience for me, like last year. The traveling that I did, the people that we met, and all of the networks that stemmed from that was something that I haven't experienced before, even though I've done a few entrepreneurial projects before. And so, but this one was definitely really developed. I mean, we went into lots of different types of workshops stemming from different backgrounds as well, and so that was one of a kind for me. Beyond Balticlab, I think the most important thing for me, the outcome was the group of people that I got to know, and also to learn about the countries that are in this proximity. And I learned quite soft skills, I think. And I developed things that I knew before and put them into work, I think, during the program, for sure.
We're here in Tallinn, Estonia, at the Creative Talent Incubator, which is a business incubator. So it's a really appropriate place for the group and their goals, which is bringing their ideas together and developing them. So it's a really cool creative space.
I would say that, we are struggling. We are trying to identify what about our project, what's about, what is the target, what's the main message, the goals, and I feel that all other groups are more ready for tomorrow than we are. We are kind of still in a zero position. But we still have time, so I don't know. We'll see. And I feel the pressure from the organizers because they really liked our concept, the committee, and it feels that they expect a lot from our group. But I'm not sure if we are going to fulfill their expectations.
We are concentrated right now on the coastal line of the Baltic Sea, and we are actually dealing with surfing the Baltic Sea. So, but so far we have come to a dead end. I mean, there is no proper idea, there are only concepts. And it's not really sure what does any one of the group wanted to become. Well, something like this, but it's not a good answer. It's not a good answer. Because it's not a good answer because we don't know what it will be and what we're actually doing. We're sitting behind the table. There's a lot of echo in the room, no music, a climate thing that doesn't work. And we're simply just sitting there writing stuff down. But does it work actually? I mean, writing it down and brainstorming like that. Well, I don't know. We'll find out.
Oh, my biggest personal challenge. Oh, well, I should say I'm a bit pushy. I mean, I don't like the democracy in the group. For example, if I see the person knows something better than me, I'm ready to follow. I mean, I like this idea of guru, So, and when I know things better, I ask them to follow, because it's not because I want to be a boss and they just like, oh yeah, you're cool. No, but because I can teach something, and vice versa. I mean, I'm ready to be a student as well. And it was a challenge for me to come down and say, okay, guys, like all fine, let's be cool with each other and listen to each other. And I think for me it's a great achievement, for my temper, for all that. So far it was just a big challenge, which I think I somehow turned into opportunity.
I think it's very important that we define after this module who we are and what our individual interests are in the project, because I think it's natural that some people become more interested in the project than others, and to move forward, it's, I suppose, very important for us as a group to decide who wants to continue beyond the lab and in what capacity. Build a team. I want to see it done.
It's been a process, and I'm really happy for what I've learned. Like some people have said, it's like a second master's. So it's a huge knowledge base, and I still haven't digested everything, which is also from the first Balticlab in Stockholm. But as a result now, I think I'm waiting for some kind of like a conclusion and also like feedback from the jury or the panel of experts, like how does this, our friend and our presentation, how does it seem? I know that we've been also told that you're not supposed to doubt and want to hear what others have to say, but we want to go forward with it and we are motivated, so we want to just suck in like small sponges, everything we can get, and then just do it.
I think it's just setting it on the table, you know, kind of finalizing it. There are no huge challenges left. Maybe the cost structure and where we're actually going to get the money for this can be a bit of a problem. But we have it all figured out somewhere in the back of our heads. I'm not worried.
I think it's important to connect the region because we've got loads of similarities during our history, the history that we, being in our 20s and 30s, haven't lived through, and we experience something totally different now. And I think this is the factor that connects us. So perhaps we could bring this together, bring this knowledge and experiences that we're sharing, and build something on that.
We want to make it possible for them to meet other people, to create groups, to make friends, to create new networks, but at the same time to introduce the new country, the new city, maybe from a different point of view, maybe with something that they would not visit or do if they travel personally, like with their friends. So we hope this combination of interesting and new stuff, meeting creative people would give them an opportunity to do something interesting with their lives.
I think all regions benefit from influences from other countries, regions, ideas and spheres, religion. Especially if we look at the Baltic region and the vulnerability we see in the recent political developments in Ukraine, for example. You see the importance of a strong regional development.
So here we've had pitching, skills additions, and we guide them through the process to this culmination. And that is with a jury. We have asked 6 specialists from the region to come to Warsaw. And this is really, hopefully, the beginning. This is not the end of that process for some of these project groups.
inspiring morning, but at the moment I have these worded feelings about how I'm going to present my part of speech, this presentation, but hopefully I just need to have my time, like my private time, and it's going to be fine. It is a bit stressed, of course, but that's the tension we are all struggling, I guess.
And somehow, yeah, I'm happy. I'm totally happy. I'm sad and happy. You know, it's a classical feeling from ancient Greece. I'm happy and sad. I'm laughing and crying.
Where they were then in Riga and where they are now in Warsaw is phenomenal in 3 months. And so here we have the culmination of the process with a presentation to us and the jury to really take their projects forward to another level.
I think our group has free time and is willing to free time to implement our solution, our innovative service in a way, because it is necessary. And we are from 5 countries, so we will just launch that in our own specific countries and potentially even take it further after that. So
the project that stood out was the Beach Institute. And I think it's because it was so much heart in it. It was also like the why we wanted it to win, because it's so difficult to really make a project that does not only sort of speak to your mind and that you can see this is smart, this is creative, but it was actually, I felt it in my heart when they presented it, that I really want to see this and I want to be a part of it and I want everyone to be a part of it.
By this anonymous voting, we won the best presentation. So we had the best presentation and the project with most heart in it.
I would like to see, and actually I've started seeing already after the first meeting in Stockholm, that there is loads of people in the region, loads of people that I can connect with, both in terms of professional life, professional goals, but also in the very personal levels. So this is something that I would like to sustain and develop after Warsaw.
I feel inspired again. That's actually something why I joined, why I thought that I would apply to this program. Because I kind of felt that I had been walking away from this inspiration path from my recent activities, and I just felt that I would like to meet new people with new ideas who are way off from the average that I kind of happen to communicate on a daily basis in Estonia. So just to bring in new ideas, new thoughts, and hopefully to build up new friendships so that I could go and travel more.
where we are now is that we are currently creating there are future plans for Frön. The first of them would be in August in Copenhagen Fashion Week, where we've been invited to. And the second one...
There is also a project about doing the fashion workshops in Sweden in cooperation with Swedish Institute and the Polish Ministry of Culture and Heritage as well, which we were kindly invited to participate as well. So I think Warsaw and the whole program brought us amazing contacts that now we've got time to develop and to use for the good of Frön and for the good of fashion industry in the region.
And the Danish Fashion Week, might be continuing next year when we might have some own stuff going on.
In the ideal scenario, I think that Baltic Sea region could be seen as a region where creative industries are flourished and respected, and both like money-wise and social status-wise. So yeah, I would wish that to myself and to all people in the Balticlab and all people working in the creative fields in the Baltic Sea region.
I think what you've started here with collaboration with different countries, I think that is essential. I think regions, countries need to work with talent strategy, and you can't make that on your own. Because the talent shortage, it's critical
I think it's important to continue with Balticlab with number 3 because there is untapped potential in the region. I think when we talk about talent, we talk about existing competencies, and I think to address that untapped reality in our region, the potential that exists that we haven't seen yet, the potential that's coming up, I think that's really important, and that's what we will move forward with.
Life is interesting, God damn it, that even if it's sometimes messy and full of problems, it's also damn interesting.
We've been thinking about whether, because this project is so intensive and so exhausting, but also really exciting, and it sort of pulls you in and spits you out every time you do an event. And then at one point we were discussing and wondering, should we be doing this again? Maybe it's too much, maybe we don't have the energy or we don't have the time. And then after these presentations and this jury, you just feel like going, yeah, number 3, here we go.